guys too. But when you start off and you're down 14-0, it kind of changes your scenario there. I was kind of concerned I might be working at the Dunkin' Donuts I'm going to every morning. You know what I mean? It just happened that way, and I told those guys I want them to play because they're working so hard. Ben and Jermaine and J. Lou and Wheeler, and those guys are working their tails off, and I want to see them play, and they're getting better. We have true depth, I think, not just at receiver and other places, but we have true depth in the O-line where we don't have to worry about if we get an injury and somebody goes in there, it's going to be a disaster film,
But the conditioning, though, you guys seem to be in great shape, yes?
I think it's because it's year 2 of the goldenization, It's year 2 of this is how we do it. We're getting up early. We're busting our ass. We're doing tough days. We're doing everything we can to get our guys in shape. And then last year we didn't do so hot on our conditioning test, and this year we did. And you combine that with this weather, and then going up there. I mean, I remember walking out during pregame, and I looked at Shane and Linder, and they go, "Coach, are you kidding me? We could play 3 games today."
Or the last year again. I don't know if they asked you this, but that final series, that must just play in your mind over and over. Talk about that. Al's talked about that.
Yeah, well, we already talked about it in the first meeting we had. And I'm sure if you're Kansas State, you're saying, hey, if you look at Miami, we went down there, got in a hot, muggy game in their stadium, and at the end of the game, when they had first and goal at the 2, we took 4 shots and slapped them around, and we got out-toughed. And it happened in the offensive line, and, so there's a whole, there's a whole lot of things that we need to be playing for. Kansas State is good. We got beat by them. We got beat in goal line. We need to be better in goal line and short yardage in general as an offense. And that's if I was Kansas State, that's what I'd be saying. I'd be saying, hey man, we out toughed them, and we'll do the same thing to them again.
As an offensive line coach, has that kind of gnawed at you the last year?
Yeah, it gnawed at me. Well, especially because actually we did really good in goal line, except for those 4 plays. The whole season, we were very successful, except for those 4 plays. But in goal line, you don't get enough opportunity, so you can't miss. You can't ever miss, especially at the end of a game when they call a touchdown and then review it and tell you that you didn't get in. And I'm not debating that whether we got in or not. I'm just saying there was a real miserable time in our lives, and I'm sure these guys are very focused on that.
It's going to be a lot louder, I think, even this week than it was last week. And I know there were some problems with the noise getting acclimated, adjusted. How is that going to go?
Well, we'll work with speakers at practice and silent count, and we'll hopefully have some answers.
Last thing, and I just walked in. Ereck, I know you told them, how impressed were you with Ereck? I think he graded out at 94.
Yeah, I think he exceeded all of our expectations. But we knew that we had a good player, and we felt good going into the game. But then he exceeded our expectations and played really good, and really, he was never rattled. I was messing with him. I was messing with him before the game. I told him I was going to leave some diapers in his locker. You know what I mean? And just having fun with him. And he's a really good player, and he played way better than we even thought he would play. And he's doing good.
How does Chantrell coming back impact that situation?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what he does. Right now, I think Malcolm played well, and I think Ereck played well, and I think Chantrell will definitely factor in there at some point. But I think those guys are playing good.
Is he going to have a hard time unseating Ereck?
I don't know how that's going to work out. I mean, sometimes in life your opportunities come, and those guys that took advantage of it. So, that's the way it is.
Coach, how much bigger did Ereck get from when he came in January to last Saturday?
Well, he's gotten bigger and stronger, and I think he was like at 15 reps on the 2 1/4 bench, and now he's at like 27, I think.
Wow.
And he's, but he's so long-armed, and like his father was a football player and helps him to train too, and he's really put together really good. So he's always been into the weights, and You know, he's a strong dude. He does a good job, man. We're lucky we got him.
Last
I was
question
gonna
for
ask
Coach
you,
Kehoe.
last freshman offensive